welcome back to music. I hope you're having a great day today. Let's jump right in with some music learning today. Let's do a quick review of what we talked about last week. We've been working on rhythm, one of the 7 elements of music, rhythm. We talked about our time signatures, how that tells us what that steady beat is, how many we count to, what kind that we count. Okay, the time signature tells us the steady beat. We practice the steady beat, stays the same, but the rhythm changes with the words. The rhythm gives us the kind of the momentum in the music, keeps things going, keeps a different sound happening. That's what the notes will sing along to, the rhythm of that, or the instruments play, or the drum beat that plays. That's the rhythm, the long and the short sounds of music. We looked at the different note values, which we talked about. The note value tells us how much it's worth. Is it a long note? Is it worth a lot of steady beats? Or is it a short note that's worth not very many steady beats or half of a beat? Okay, so let's just do a quick review. This is a whole note. I hope you said whole note. The whole note, remember we looked with our Legos. We looked, it has 4 bumps, 4 beats. Whole note gets 4 beats. That's one of our long sounds in music. Fills up the whole measure. That's how it gets its name, whole note. Now, if I cut it into 2 pieces, now I'm going to put a stem on it. It's called a half note. I hope you said half note. Okay, half note gets 2 beats. 2 beats, 2 of your steady beats. If I cut that one up again, here's the half note. But if I cut that one again, I'm going to get one like this, black and colored in. What is this one called? Quarter note. I hope you said quarter note. Think about 4 quarters in a dollar, 4 quarter notes. 4 quarter notes. Each one is worth 1 beat, so it takes 4 of these to fill up a measure or a whole note. Okay, so quarter note. Then right at the end, real quick, last week we talked about our rests. Now rests are the silences in music, the quiet space in music. When you're singing a song, when you need a chance to take a breath in the middle of it, or when you're playing an instrument, okay, there's not always sound. There's space, there's silence, okay? And those are just as important as the notes that we play are the rests. And that's what helps us keep a steady beat too. So we have to know what a rest is and what it's worth. So let's go in the same order we've been working with our note values. This is a rest. This is a whole rest. A whole rest. Now remember I said it looks like the hat, but turned the whole way off of the head. The whole way. It's upside down. Like I took my hat, I flipped it the whole way off. This is a whole rest. Here's one on the Legos. It gets 4 beats of silence, 4 beats of nothing. So when we practice our rests, we don't count out loud. We use our inner voice to think them. We don't say rest, 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 okay? We don't do anything. We just think and we rest. We rest. That's a good practice to get into, okay? Then the next one we looked at was a half rest. A half rest looks like a hat. Half and hat make those same first sounds, hat and half. So this one is a half rest, and it's silence or quiet for 2 beats. So for the same as a half note, same amount of space, play 2, rest 2. Play 2, rest 2. All right. Then the last one is last one for now. Quarter rest. Now this one's a squiggly like this. See how that goes? Okay, that's a value of 1. Rest for 1 beat, just like our quarter note gets 1. We rest for 1. Play 1, we rest 1. Okay, let's look at a couple of rhythms with our Legos. Now I put a link up for you last time, if you had time to look at it, that had quarter notes and quarter rests to clap along with. That's pretty much what we're going to do, but create our own with our little Legos here, okay? So if I put a quarter note, then a quarter rest, and then a quarter note, then a quarter rest, okay? We would play and say 1. We're going to rest with open hands, so no sound, no clapping. Then we're going to play and say 3, because here it is on the number 3 spot. Then we're going to rest on the number 4. So it sounds like this. Try it with me, okay? I'll say 1, 2, ready, go. See if you're with me. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, ready, and stop. All right, that was 1. Let's try another one here. How about this one here now? Don't let this one trick you, but look, there's a rest first. So you have to open, no sound, you're thinking number 1. Then you're going to clap and say 2, 3, 4, because there are 2, 3, and 4 on the beats right here. Okay, I'll say 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Ready, and stop. Okay? Now remember, if you didn't catch that rest in the beginning, that's okay. It needs a little bit of practice. Rhythm is one of those things we got to practice looking at it and practice kind of thinking ahead to know what's coming next. Okay, and the more we practice with our rhythms, the easier it is in our brain for us to do. Let's do one more today. Oh, let's make it a little tricky one here. How about, let's do this one. Okay, looky here. We have a rest. Then we're going to clap and say 2, clap and say 3. Then we're going to rest again on 4. So it goes 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll say 1, 2, ready, go. Now think ahead. When we get to number 4, we're going to rest again on number 1. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, and stop. Okay, so you can practice a few more rhythms, okay, with your quarter notes and quarter rests. Another thing I'd like to show you is you can make endless combinations of rhythms. Endless. You can compose all kinds of different rhythms. Compose means to create music, like, or create something. Compose, you could compose a story, okay, and you can compose music. You're going to write some music, okay? So you can practice looking at your note values and thinking about what that rhythm would sound like. So this one's a half note. You're going to clap and hold it. 1. Then we're going to do 3, 4. Clap, clap on 3 and 4. So it'd sound like this. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. Okay? So you could do that kind of a rhythm. You could use your half rest. Half rest would be silence for 2, clap on 3, silence for 4. Okay? You could do any kind of rhythm with all of those. Then the very last one, I'm going to squeeze this in real quick today. The last one we looked at were those eighth notes. Eighth notes. Takes 2 eighth notes to make 1 quarter note. So if I cut the quarter note in half, I'm going to get an eighth note. This is 1 eighth note. This is 2 stuck together with a bar at the top. A bar is the thick line at the top, holds them together. Okay, so 1 eighth note has a flag. 2 eighth notes have a bar. And then this one is the eighth rest. Eighth rest. So we rest instead of play for the eighth note. Okay, so there's an eighth rest. So with those, and there are more kinds of note values, but those are the basic ones we want to make sure that we know how to use. Quarter notes, half notes, whole notes, eighth notes, how to clap and play. Have a great day. I'll see you back real soon.